Hello, today we're going to be reading The Giver, Chapter 8. The audience was clearly ill at ease. They applauded at the final assignment, but the applause was piecemeal, no longer a crescendo of united enthusiasm. There were murmurs of confusion. Okay, so Jonas waited until the last assignment was given out at the end of the ceremony of 12, and everyone's clapping for everyone who's getting their assignments, but they're not so enthusiastic anymore. People are confused. Jonas moved his hands together, clapping, but it was an automatic, meaningless gesture that he wasn't even aware of. His mind had shut out all of the earlier emotions, the anticipation, excitement, pride, and even the happy kinship with his friends. Now he only felt humiliation and terror. He's terrified and humiliated that he wasn't selected. The chief elder waited until the uneasy applause subsided, until it finished. Then she spoke again. "I know," she said in her vibrant, gracious voice, "that you are all concerned, that you feel I have made a mistake." As she smiled, the community, relieved from its discomfort very slightly by her benign statement, seemed to breathe more easily. It was very silent. Okay, so now the chief elder is explaining to everyone. She's saying, "I'm sorry that I made you feel uncomfortable." So now they're silent, listening. Jonas looked up. "I have caused you anxiety," she said. "I apologize to my community." Her voice flowed over the assembled crowd. "We accept your apology," they all uttered together. "Jonas," she said, looking down at him, "I apologize to you in particular. I caused you anguish." "I accept your apology," Jonas replied shakily. "Please come to the stage now." Okay, so after every one of the 12s was given an assignment, then she calls Jonas to the stage. Earlier that day, dressing in his own dwelling, he had practiced the kind of jaunty, self-assured walk that he hoped he could make to the stage when his turn came. All of that was forgotten now. He simply willed himself to stand, to move his feet that felt weighted and clumsy, to go forward, up the steps, and across the platform until he stood at her side. Reassuringly, she placed her arm across his tense shoulders. Okay, so he somehow wills himself to get to the stage next to the chief elder, and she puts her arm around him. "Jonas has not been assigned," she informed the crowd, and his heart sank. Then she went on, "Jonas has been selected." He blinked. What did that mean? He felt a collective questioning stir from the audience. They too were puzzled. In a firm, commanding voice, she announced, "Jonas has been selected to be our next receiver of memory." Then he heard the gasp, the sudden intake of breath, drawn sharply in astonishment by each of the seated citizens. He saw their faces, the eyes widen in awe, and still he did not understand. Okay, so it seems like the whole community knows what she's talking about when she says that Jonas has been selected to be our next receiver of memory. It doesn't mean anything to Jonas, right? He's confused. What does that mean, I was selected to be the receiver of memory? But the community knows, and they're, wow, like so amazed by this. "Such a selection is very, very rare," the chief elder told the audience. "Our community has only one receiver. It is he who trains his successor." Right? His successor is the one who comes next. "We have had our current receiver for a very long time," she went on. Jonas followed her eyes and saw that she was looking at one of the elders. The committee of elders was sitting together in a group, and the chief elder's eyes were now on one who sat in the midst, but seemed oddly separate from them. It was a man Jonas had never noticed before, a bearded man with pale eyes. He was watching Jonas intently. Okay, so now he sees the current receiver sitting in the audience, but he seems separate from everybody else. He seems to be part of the committee of elders, but also not at the same time. He also has pale eyes. Remember that? We failed in our last selection, the chief elder said solemnly, right? Like seriously. It was 10 years ago when Jonas was just a toddler. I will not dwell on the experience because it causes us all terrible discomfort. Okay, so it seems like 10 years ago they tried to select a receiver, but it didn't work out. Jonas didn't know what she was referring to, but he could sense the discomfort of the audience. They shifted uneasily in their seats. No one likes to remember what happened then 10 years ago. We have not been hasty this time, she continued. We could not afford another failure. We've thought about it long and hard this time. Sometimes, she went on, speaking now in a lighter tone, relaxing the tension in the auditorium, we are not entirely certain about the assignments, even after the most painstaking observations. Sometimes we worry that the one assigned might not develop through training every attribute necessary. 11s are still children, after all. What we observe as playfulness and patience, the requirements to become nurturer, could, with maturity, be revealed as simply foolishness and indolence, right? Indolence means laziness. So we continue to observe during training and to modify behavior when necessary. Okay, so even if somebody was picked as a nurturer, they could always try to help that person to get the right qualities needed during their training. Okay, it's not like a be all and end all kind of thing. But the receiver in training cannot be observed, cannot be modified. That is stated quite clearly in the rules. He is to be alone, apart, while he is prepared by the current receiver for the job which is the most honored in our community. Okay, so this is like our first hint to what it means to be a receiver, right? Jonas was chosen to be a receiver. So what does that mean? So far we know that he needs to be alone and apart. The only person who helps him for his training is the current receiver. And this job is the most honored in our community. Wow, that's saying a lot. Alone? Apart? Jonas listened with increasing unease. This doesn't sound like a good job to Jonas, right? He's getting stuck on this fact that he has to be alone once he receives his training. Therefore, the selection must be sound. It must be a unanimous choice of the committee. They can have no doubts, however fleeting. If, during the process, an elder reports a dream of uncertainty, that dream has the power to set a candidate aside instantly. So they make sure that they really 100% confident that they're making the right choice before they make the selection, because once he's selected, he cannot be observed even, so they can't make any changes. Jonas was identified as a possible receiver many years ago. We have observed him meticulously, okay, very carefully. There were no dreams of uncertainty. He has shown all the qualities that a receiver must have. With her hand still firmly on his shoulder, the chief elder listed the qualities. Okay, so now she said, during our observations, what have we been looking for? We've been looking for to make sure that he has these specific qualities. And now she lists them. Okay, the first is intelligence, she said. We are all aware that Jonas has been a top student throughout his school days. Okay, he's always been very good at schoolwork. He must be intelligent. The second one is integrity. Integrity, she said. Jonas has, like all of us, committed minor transgressions. Okay, integrity means that you believe in what you do, that what you say is the same as what you do. Okay, so Jonas, of course, like all of us, has made a few mistakes. He's broken the rules a few times. She smiled at him. We expect that. We hoped also that he would present himself promptly for chastisement, and he has always done so. So we expect that every once in a while people slip up, but the fact that he took responsibility over his actions and he said, yes, it was me. I was the one who made that mistake. I'm sorry. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make it up. That shows that he has integrity. Courage, she went on. Only one of us here today has ever undergone the rigorous training required of a receiver. He, of course, is the most important member of the committee, the current receiver. It was he who reminded us again and again of the courage required. Okay, courage is like omits, okay? It's not enough that he's smart and that he takes responsibility for his actions. He also has to be brave. Okay, the current receiver, he's the one who keeps reminding us how brave, how courageous he has to be. Jonas, she said, turning to him, but speaking in a voice that the entire community could hear, the training required of you involves pain, physical pain. You felt fear flutter within him. You have never experienced that. Yes, you have scraped your knees and falls from your bikes and from your bicycle. Yes, you crushed your finger in a door last year. Jonas nodded, agreeing, as he recalled the incident and its accompanying misery. But you will be faced now, she explained gently, with a pain of a magnitude that none of us here can comprehend because it is beyond our experience. The receiver himself was not able to describe it, only to remind us that you would be faced with it, that you would need immense courage, and we cannot prepare you for that. Okay, so why does he need courage? Because for sure he will experience an intense amount of pain, so much physical pain that they can't even describe it. And so to know that you're walking into something that will cause you pain takes a lot of courage. But we but we feel certain that you are brave, she said to him. He did not feel brave at all, not now. The fourth essential attribute, the chief elder said, is wisdom. Jonas has not yet acquired that. The acquisition of wisdom will come through his training. Okay, wisdom is a little bit different than intelligence because intelligence is like the potential that you're born with to be smart, right? But wisdom is something that you have to learn throughout the years, okay? It's we say like older people are wise, right? Like judges are wise. They have the experience of years and years that gives them the kind of um, intelligence that they need, okay, to function. We are convinced that Jonas has the ability to acquire wisdom. That is what we are looking for, right? They don't expect an 11-year-old to be wise. They say through the years you will become more wise. Finally, the receiver must have one more quality, and it is one which I can only name but not describe. I do not understand it. You members of the community will not understand it either. Perhaps Jonas will, because the current receiver has told us that Jonas already has this quality. He calls it the capacity to see beyond. The chief elder looked at Jonas with a question in her eyes. The audience watched him too. They were silent. Okay, so she said has to have four qualities to become the receiver. But there's one more thing that he also has to have, but I can't understand it. I know that it's called the capacity to see beyond. So now they all look at Jonas and they're like, do you have the capacity to see beyond? And Jonas, for a moment, he froze, consumed with despair, right? Yeush. He didn't have it, the whatever she had said. He didn't know what it was. Now was the moment when he would have to confess, to say, "No, I don't, I can't," and throw himself on their mercy, ask their forgiveness, to explain that he had been wrongly chosen, that he was not the right one at all. But when he looked across the crowd, the sea of faces, the thing happened again. The thing that had happened with the apple. Do you guys remember when he was playing catch with Asher and they were just throwing it back and forth and the apple changed? So now he sees this again. They changed. He blinked and it was gone. His shoulders straightened slightly. Briefly, he felt a tiny sliver of sureness for the first time. She was still watching him. They all were. "I think it's true," he told the chief elder in the community. "I don't understand it yet. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I see something, and maybe it's beyond." She took her arm from his shoulders. "Jonas," she said, speaking not to him alone, but to the entire community of which he was a part, "you will be trained to be our next receiver of memory. We thank you for your childhood." Then she turned and left the stage, left him there alone, standing and facing the crowd, which began spontaneously the collective murmur of his name. Remember before we talked about the ceremony of murmur? So now they're doing it again. They're going to say his name over and over. Jonas. It was a whisper at first, hushed, barely audible, "Jonas, Jonas," then louder, faster, "Jonas, Jonas, Jonas." With the chant Jonas knew the community was accepting him and his new role, giving him life, the way they had given it to the new child Caleb. His heart swelled with gratitude and pride, but at the same time